we look at understanding how can we get the students to be intrinsically motivated and say, hey, I'm actually getting something from this. I'm actually enjoying class. I'm actually enjoying coming to school. We know that when a kid likes to come to school, enjoys what he's doing, he will actually learn from it. So we try our best to make everything that we do in our lessons something that students will find relevant. And that relevancy, we hope that they also find joy, because we know when there's joy, there is learning. We just actually completed a learning adventure, and we thought, how can we implement brain-based learning into this learning outcome? And the outcome was the War of 1812. And in fact, even before creating a lesson, the first question we ask is, how can we make this so that the kids can actually link this to their actual lives today? Because the idea of just teaching any courses is not just, hey, you get the information, but is, I now have the information, how can I apply this information to my life? How can I apply this information around me? We understand that students, when they don't have the power of choice, they tend to shut down. That aspect of choice has to be involved, because when it is involved, then the students are motivated to do their work because they made the choice, and we now have that element of ownership. The next thing we ask is, how can we incorporate movement into our learning? Because we know that students need to move. Sitting in a chair for 3 hours, they will not get the knowledge, but by moving, their brain is actually functioning and they're accessing different senses in their bodies. We sat down together and said, hey, how about we have a war? So we started our first day, we had a giant battle in the gym, and we divided our sides into Americans and British, but we spent a whole day, we had different wars that led to the Battle of the War of 1812. That day, the students, they were moving all over the place. They in fact got more out of that day than they would have gotten out if we taught them the same material for 3 weeks. We sat down and just spoke to them. When we teach through brain-based learning, what we've noticed and what we've seen is that students actually enjoy themselves. And as they're enjoying themselves, even when we go through the traditional way of giving them an exam or a test, that actually shows itself in this exam, because as students enjoy themselves and enjoy what they're doing, they actually learn better. And because they learn better, they actually produce better results, and it actually stays in their mind. They actually had the opportunity to experience history, which is something as a history teacher, that's what we want for our students.